Hello everybody, I'm Wroughtstream and I'm here with another episode of A Dance of Fire and Ice. Today we're going to be playing some more customs like usual, so let's just get right into it. $46. Ooh, from song. This is going to be an interesting experience. I remember this one being like really weird in terms of its rhythms. Oh man. God. It's like that weird, like, acceleration thing. Alright, 210. Actually, this is not accurate because I'm on a speed trial, so it's not exactly 220 or 210. Nice. I think with the exact BPM with that would just be 231, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that went a lot more swimmingly than I initially expected. I thought I was gonna get really messed up because I knew that some of the sections in this were like really weird, especially the highlight of that being the 1.3333 BPM multiplier. Whew, that is certainly a section to exist. That's probably the only reason why this chart also has a normal asks you for more stricter time windows. It's just because of that one section. Keep in mind that there is no strict though. Quest composed by Oshinus and charted by Cyan Aqua. This is chart that I just picked at my own volition, so let's go. I figured that this would be nice to really begin. It seems like a nice little warm-up chart, nothing too crazy, so yeah. And of course a lot of triplets and stuff like that, but you know, it's nothing that we haven't really seen here. And also, you know, having all these official Adobe assets in a more drawing-esque style, right? Something you see on an ocean map, right? Gotta be a little bit more patient with this, actually. For a second I thought those triangles were just going to keep on hitting the Rat King, which would have been funny. But, yeah. god. I just keep on going quicker because I'm thinking like another triplet's like right after some of these other triplets. There you go, see the end now. Nice. Yeah, look at that, nice. Quest finished. Not much else to really say besides it just being a nice, simple triplet chart. Star Dreamer Skip, composed by Elliot Hisu, and charted by Fluffy Yoshi. Now I figured I might as well just play this because I'm gonna play another Fluffy Yoshi chart that is a little bit more difficult. And yeah, I figured I might as well just, you know, give it something a little bit more easier before I get on with that, you know? Okay, nice. They really snuck in that shape. So far we're kind of being a bit more simplistic, but in these more slower sections we have some more complex looking patterns. Although I guess they aren't really that bad, because if this was like double speed, these would probably be like bends and 3-point turns, I think. So this ain't too bad, right? And that's kind of the case with a lot of things, and like if you have the BPM, the patterns become a lot more complex looking. But if you speed things up, they become a little bit more simpler. Wow. I appreciate the simplicity of it, though. Ooh, that little, like, those two speed changes at the end. Okay, that was a little confusing at the end, but thankfully, it didn't get, like, too hectic with all of that stuff at the end. Oh, I got an E perfect somewhere? Oh, you know what? It's probably because I probably made it on like a 220 or 270 turn, probably. But yeah, that was a nice simple chart. Sakura, composed by Ria and charted by Common. Let's just get started. This was another viewer suggestion, although there was no reason behind it, so I guess we'll just kind of, you know, get started. I have played a chart with this song before, and it wasn't really that hard because, well, the song is more or less just a relaxing song. It's not supposed to be very energetic, so obviously the chart's energy also follows that as well. Alright. Just something really relaxing, nothing too crazy here, which is nice. Okay. Alright, introducing some triangles. Oh wow, yeah, that was a lot more, relaxing than Esmeli's versions. I remember Esmeli's versions like had like freaking like a bunch of speed changes and try to like throw you off a lot. But actually, well, no, it didn't try to throw you off. It just had like those speed changes that were a little bit hard to read. And also the pattern. Also, I think it became double BPM. Like not like I think it just made it so that the base BPM of the song, which is already pretty slow, just double BPM in some portions. So definitely had to be a lot more attentive during those portions. But here it's just slow throughout the whole thing. So yeah, nice chart though. I do like the visuals of the Sakura trees around. You know. All right, so we have. Well, actually, I guess I'll introduce the whole title of the chart and who's everything behind all the things once we get to the main level, but you probably will recognize this series of levels once this cutscene starts playing. So let's just start reading up on more of the lore, right? Tales. The Machines. There once was a time when the machines were overloaded with conflicting objectives. Unproductive at best. They weren't processing any resources. The kingdom's economy was in danger. The pence makers were called into the west to direct them. The machines began to work with a drive. All they needed was a push to get them back to work. Okay. Planet is Loop, TM-1. I think I've seen... Yeah, I remember this charter like showing this off a little bit. Okay, fair enough. TM-2, planet is Loop. Neon red equal on beat. Oh, strict. Ooh, okay. Neon blue equal off beat. Well, this is gonna be something interesting. Oh, this is weird. Oh, okay. So, yeah, red is on beat, blue is off beat. Oh, that feels weird, though, because you can be on the off beat while being horizontal, but you can also still be on the on beat while being vertical. That's gonna be really weird. I guess that's why the coloring is there to kind of help you with that. And then also the white tiles, which kind of signifies where you're gonna teleport, which is really nice. Although this can get really complicated very quickly, especially if there are a lot of overlap. So definitely have to be very attentive and pay attention in front of the chart. So we have Machines of Malware, composed by Ali and charted by TOC. So let's get started. This one, I remember people talking about this one. People talk about this series a lot and have nothing but praise for it. But apparently this does get a little bit more difficult, and I can tell because the speed in this one's going to be a lot more higher, and especially with a more, well, not complex gimmick. because you just have to pay attention where you're going. You have to just pay attention ahead, while with the previous one, it was a little bit slower, but you just had to like memorize all the colors essentially. Alright, here we go. Had to be very attentive on that one. Oh my god. I did not expect the blues or the teleports to lead into like just directly into like another red twirl situation. Essentially 90-degree turns, which is whew. Oh my god, this is evil. What the hell was that at the end? That is some cruel things going on there at the end. Tales, the machines, the mist of it all. The machines had witnessed what had happened in the temple. They were conflicted. The only way to get them to do anything was to distract them with a greater task. The pencemakers released malwares upon the machines. The machines had never worked harder. They were fighting for their lives. Nice. Well, okay, that's part 2 of this done. I might try and just maybe try and pure perfect all of these, because there probably is different cutscenes for all of these things in case I actually, you know, replay through all this, because this seems interesting and I think I would like to do that, but it's probably best for another time, especially because pure perfecting some of these charts is going to be rough, especially with this one, because since this one is already kind of fast already, this one is going to be just hard to pure perfect because those timing windows for perfect are even more stricter. Highland 2015, composed by Kuthos and charted by Astral Overseer. This is actually not even a viewer suggestion. I just picked this chart because I just saw it randomly and I'm like, you know what? I guess this might be kind of nice for me to kind of get back into some more double BPM charts, because this one does get a little fast in some portions. I've only seen like the first double BPM sections, and it seems like it's going to be a nice little warm-up since it only had like U-turns. It might get a little bit more complicated later on, but probably not by too much, I'd imagine. And also, there's checkpoints too, so I'm not too worried. There you go. 3-point turns. Oh wait, why did I do that? Oh my god. You know why? Because I thought for a split second that was a inside 3-point turn for some reason. Alright, well, hey, it's all good though. You gotta sometimes die a little bit to get the energy flowing a little bit, right? Luckily we start right before this section though. Yeah, that got a little tricky in some portions though, because you had to like really pay attention to planet orbit there in order to determine whether it was inside or outside. That's it. Never mind. Alright. I saw like a snail at like the brief of my peripheral version, and I was like, wait, is the chart almost over? Like, god damn. Yo, that final double BPM section was a little crazy actually, because I just didn't expect it to last that long, you know? Like, yeah, well, like, yeah, what the hell? 1,130 times. I was like thinking, like, damn, bro. Like, this chart's kind of long. I don't think it was necessarily like extremely tough. I think it's just because it's just like a long chart, like overall, like that double BPM section. I guess it's like, yeah, I guess it's just like stamina if I really think about it, because that double BPM, that's the second double BPM section was not that rhythmically complex at all. It was literally just you going in a straight line and just doing inside 3-point turns constantly. Well, but the first section is actually a little bit more complicated, but you can determine it's a little bit more easier because you do have U-turn tiles constantly to kind of give your hands a little bit of a break whenever you're on them, right? But certainly a tough chart when it comes to both those double BPM sections, though. Alright, so we have Epsistruffy, composed by Seeped, and charted by Fluffy Yoshi. Now, I really wanted to play this chart for a couple of reasons, because, one, I've heard this song before, like, briefly, and I remember really liking it. And secondly, this is a little bit more of a challenge, and this is kind of why I picked it of my own volition. It's a 13, which I think in terms of like difficulty, at least set from the creator themselves, I think a 13 is like comparable to some other charts that I've played before. So I should be able to beat this one, although I will expect to struggle in some portions though, as I figure that this chart will have some really tough sections that I'll have to get through. Alright, back-to-back loops, that's a good sign. Oh, damn it. Okay, fair enough. So, lots of back-to-back loops throughout this whole thing, but so far, not looking too bad. Just a lot of tapping going on here, but nothing too crazy yet. Bro, what am I doing? What the hell? triangle at the end of that. Might have overcompensated for that, but that's fine. Oh, no. Oh, damn it. I made the same mistake again. That's whatever. There you go. Nice. Was able to finally clear that chart, although I will admit I was being a little bit more reckless in that play, not gonna lie, as I did get like a couple of like earlies and 2 earlies there, so I think I was probably just tapping a little bit fast, since there's a lot of times where I was drifting a little too late at times, but clearly I overcompensated for that by a lot, just because of how many more earlies and E-perfects I got than usual, than compared to like some of the other attempts I was trying of this chart. But yeah, that was nice though. I did really like it. Presented a nice challenge. I think, no checkpoints is definitely a bit of a punch to the gut for some, but I was able to get through it all. The back-to-back loops though, you gotta make sure to watch out for those though. I don't know if it got up to like 10 when I was tapping through those, but when I mean 10, I mean like the key viewer, and I wonder if the average of it went up to like 10, if it got that crazy. But hey, besides that, that was a pretty fun chart though. Had a good time with this one. It started on this batch of customs. Quest, composed by Oceanus. I think that this is an advanced chart now that I'm thinking about it, just because it is a little weird. Like, I don't know, like something about the song is a little bit weird, and that makes it a little bit weirder to play, especially with, some swing patterns that you don't normally see in most circumstances. So it can be a little confusing to play. It's not that fast though, but I feel like because of the weird, like, maybe it's a weird time signature that's going on, I feel like it does bump it up a little bit, just because you might get a little confused. Star Dreamer Skip, composed by Elliot Hisu. I think that this is just a normal chart, honestly. Like, nothing crazy happens in this. Like, there's a couple of weird stuff going on in the slow portions of the song, but, like, even then, you have so much time to react to them. You're, like, going at, like, 4x speed, right, when you're in those portions. So it's not too bad. It's just a really nice, simple chart, really, because you only have to worry about bends, some 3-point turns. Like, nothing too crazy really happens in this chart, so that's why I feel like it fits in normal pretty well. Alright, Sakura, composed by Uria, and charted by Common. I think that this is just an easy chart. It's a lot more simpler to deal with than the other Sakura chart by Estimally. So that's why I think I'm just going to put it in easy, because, well, it's not 4x difficulty, just because some stuff does happen. You have a little bit more of, like, some complex rhythms, and, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on here, so I think just putting it in easy is good. The Machines of Malware, composed by Ollie. I think I'm just going to put this in insane. This is a tough chart if I really think about it, just because the gimmick is a bit funky, especially when you get to the later half of the chart, where, like, it does some evil stuff when you overlap between those two, like, sides of the board. So you have to make sure your eyes are dotted all over the place just to know where you're going to teleport. But it's a really tricky chart, especially with the on-beat and off-beat stuff. What's also a little bit tricky is just the speed itself. I think if this chart was a little bit slower, it'd probably be a little bit more easier in my eyes, but it is a decently fast chart. It even asks you for a strict timing window. So because of that, I think putting it in insane is a reasonable ranking for it. Highland 2015, composed by Kuthos. I think that this is just another insane chart. It's similar to Down to Business, where, like, it doesn't really give you much of a rest, but the patterns are not difficult at all. It is fast though, but, like, it's not that difficult in terms of its patterns. It's very repetitive in nature, so it's more of just a stamina burn, especially when you get to the second double BPM section, where it's nothing but 3-point turns, and it's not that, like, you know, tricky once you get to that portion, although, like, it lasts for such a long time that your hands might get a little tired. So yeah, I don't think that's really enough for it to really get to an expert, but I do think that that is enough for an insane, so that's why I'm putting it here. Epsistruffy, composed by Seeped. Ooh, this is an expert if I've ever seen one. And why is it an expert? It's just because you have a lot of stuff to worry about here. You got lots of back-to-back loops, very dense rhythms that don't really give you much of a break, and it is fast overall. So I think that is a pretty good combo of things for why this is a lot more difficult than your usual custom. One thing, oh yeah, also it doesn't have any checkpoints too, so that's unfortunate. Although thankfully, it's not that rhythmically complex if you really think about it. It's just a lot of 90-degree turns, and that's really it. You don't have to worry about, like, 270s or anything like that, but in compensation for that, it doesn't leave you a moment of rest in those double BPM sections. So better be prepared for something really difficult with this one. Also, because I checked, and it's also, I think it's like 180 BPM or something like that, so it is decently fast. And that's really it for all the customs I played today. Hopefully you've enjoyed them as much as I have, and hopefully I'll see you another day.